Good afternoon and welcome to this LinkedIn live session where we're going to be taking you on a backstage tour in the Microsoft Customer Experience Center. And it's not just going to be by myself. I'm joined by Joris Haverkort. Joris, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you give us a brief introduction of who you are and what your role is in Microsoft?
Yeah, sure. My name is Joris Haverkort. I'm the let's call it the Customer Experience Center Director in Amsterdam, and I operate the Microsoft Technology Center or Experience Center in Schiphol. With a small team of 5 people, and we basically host our enterprise customers, top customers, to do workshops, hackathons, co-creation type of sessions with them, to really inspire them what's possible with Micro Technology Center. And as my wife likes to call me, I get to run all the gadgets in Microsoft. So I think I have I have the best job in the world in that sense.
Thanks so much for joining us. If you're tuning in live on LinkedIn or on YouTube, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the chat, and we'll try to answer as many as we can during the next, let's say, a half hour or so. Joris is going to take us on a great tour. Joris, can you tell us a little bit about how the Customer Experience Center came together, and what is the difference between the Microsoft Technology Center, as we know it in the rest of the world, and the Customer Experience Center in Schiphol?
Yeah, that's actually a really fair question. So maybe from a very broad perspective, but around the world, we have around 48 customer experience facilities. It's actually a global team called the Customer Experience Team. And within Redmond, our main office, we have actually an executive briefing center. So the big difference there is that you also get to speak to all of the executives, all of the corporate vice presidents. And we have a very, very large industry experience center there with everything from a Formula One racing car towards a whole cafe. It's basically a shopping size mall industry experience center, a little bit the same to what we have here, but then 5 times the size. For the rest around the world, we have Microsoft Technology Centers. And Microsoft Technology Centers have been around for 25 years. And they are really there to work with customers on very concrete cases, very concrete technology-driven opportunities. But what we actually see more and more is that there is a lot more questions for industry. So also the industry lens is now being taken into that account. But when we remodeled our office here in the Netherlands about 2.5 years ago, I think one of the biggest things that we saw is that it's not only about technology, it's also about the industry. And it's more about the ecosystem as well. So we not only opened the Microsoft Technology Center here in the office, but we also opened a couple of quite unique things like a Holosuite, which I hope I can show you in a minute.
Yeah.
But we also have access to our data center location in Middenmeer. So that is all of those things combined, and including the building itself, which is an experience in itself, is why we call it an experience center.
Good stuff. Let me show the people an overview of what we actually have in our office in Amsterdam. The place where you are right now, is that the place where you're going to be starting the tour, or are you going to be moving somewhere else first?
Yeah, so I'm at the moment all the way down. I'm in the one of the flex suites. As you can see, it's it used to be a meeting room. We actually are using this more and more now as a broadcasting studio. So because we're at the moment closed, we have been open for a couple of weeks, but at the moment we're converting this into studio space. And this is a different studio than another couple of studios that we have, but this studio is really meant for one-on-one type of sessions with customers. And we have multiple setups here. Normally, this is a very flexible space. So this is a room where we can also move away the walls over here, and actually can open up the room. We even have a very nice fridge with the drinks for the weekend. So this is let's call it a flex meeting space, but now a studio today. So,
Good stuff. Is that a smart fridge?
That is a Samsung smart fridge. So Samsung is just across the street from us, and they're very happy to provide us with some of the latest technologies, and we have a really great partnership with them. But we have a good partnership with, I think, a lot of providers. So a lot of the things that you see here are supplied by the different partners that we work with, and we try to represent all of our partners here as well.
Okay, good stuff. Please take us on the tour and show us what you have in the
Sure.
the experience center as we walk through it. So what's this section right here?
So this is the section where the light is currently turned off. So they're working on the smart lighting in this part of the building. But we have actually a couple of industry areas. So we have a healthcare area over here. So we have this great medical dummy from a company called Kai. So I'm not sure if it's can see if it's turned on at the moment, but it normally allows you to actually scan in the body and actually see the 3D scan here directly on the screen. So that's built on our, and that also happens. So it's built on our digital twin technology. We have a couple of more healthcare demos here. So we have a cell microscope of Kai. Of Smart. It's one of our Dutch partners. They actually make a relatively cheap microscope, but they actually use the intelligence of Azure to stitch all of the videos together and all of the pictures that they make, and do cell counting based on that. So that's one way of, instead of making a very complicated device, it's actually making a lot more simple device, and then just using the power of Azure to stitch things together. So these are all, healthcare related demos, and we're still in the process actually of building this up. So we used to have a healthcare room upstairs, but we're actually getting a hospital bed in here, which is at the moment still upstairs. And then this space is the manufacturing area. So we have everything from great chainsaws, which are really great for doing performance reviews also with people. But it's also a really nice way of really what's running on our technology, and how people can use it in their products. So it's nice for our partners to display what's possible with our technology, but it's also a great way for us to explain how that technology is being integrated. So we have an Azure Sphere chip here, which is actually in that chainsaw. So that's one of our big plays for IoT. We have the Azure Kinect camera over here, which is you might know that from the original Xbox as well. And then we have examples here indeed of fridges, microwaves, where we basically can use that chip that I just mentioned, that Azure Sphere chip, push new firmware towards it, basically show how that out of the box integration with Azure works on these type of devices. A really cool digital twin here. So this is a digital twin of a factory. So normally you can put on a HoloLens, you will actually see a factory here, and you can do a repair on that device. So most of the demos that we have are let's call them really interactive. This is a demo of the BAM. So if you want to know how the roads are maintained in the Netherlands, used to be this guy that sits in the back or in the second seat and just takes notes on whatever is broken on the road, but nowadays they actually use machine learning. So one of our partners, Orange Next, together with the BAM, actually makes this. So they use AI technology to see, where there's damage on the road, whether there are signs crooked. So it's one way of doing a different type of inventory indeed.
And I think this is saving a lot of man hours, right? So you just have to drive the car across the roads. Not a lot of manual work anymore, but just machine learning doing all the work for you.
And you can imagine if you integrate that also with a dynamics type of system, where you can create work orders automatically and then send people a Teams message saying, hey, you need to go here and do the repair. You can start thinking about this type of change, and I think that's what we see in a lot of demos more and more here, is that it's all about this type of connected experience. This is actually quite cool as well. This is a Trimble HoloLens. So if you look at the HoloLens 2, this is the only partner at the moment that have made an adapted version of the HoloLens. So it's a HoloLens 2, which is completely built into the hardtop. So it's really great for doing construction site things. We're also using this in our own data centers. It's something me and my team actually worked on, is to equip our data center teams with this. Because this thing also has a bone conducting microphone in there. So you can imagine if you're standing next to very noisy vents, that having such audio is really, really great. And
then you can also do remote maintenance using the HoloLenses?
Yeah. So Teams has a great feature called Remote Assist. So that's definitely one thing which we also demo quite a lot. It's really easy to call into a Teams call and then do a Remote Assist type of scenario where people can basically draw in each other's field of view. But it's also really great for doing like things like 3D modeling, BIM modeling. You can imagine if you're already walking through a building and you have a HoloLens on, you can actually see the pipes running through the ceiling from the BIM model. So you can see buildings that are not finished while you're actually walking on site.
Good stuff.
Nice demo from AkzoNobel. So again, they are using Azure to basically make this machine, which is very expensive. It's a spectrophotometer. It's about 7,000 euros. Basically, what it does is it measures the wavelengths of light to identify an exact color. Because you can imagine if you take a look at real color, then it's nice to get the red, green, and blue values, but to get the true speckles and the true infractions of light out of a color is really difficult to measure color. And that's also the reason why if you're in India, or in those countries where they don't have access to this type of expensive equipment, that they won't be able to mix the right paint. So they're actually now using this to make a lot cheaper device of 50 euros. And again, like the microphone, get the intelligence up into the cloud and make a cheaper version of the device. We also have a retail area here. So a lot of retail demos. I think going through all of them would be too long of a time, but we have everything from interactive dashboards which measure social media. Listen to social media, are able to interpret text and interpret sentiment. We have in-store security measurement from Genetec, so security camera management. Things like frictionless shopping, sort of like Amazon Go. You can walk into a store and then pick something up and then just walk out. So all of those type of demos are things that we have available here, and we'll be getting some intelligent shelving here in the next couple of weeks. And let's call it the Dutch icon, but we also have the weighing scale of PostNL here. So that might be familiar, specifically in these times if you pick up a package.
Yeah.
So if you, the guy that made these, he made a couple of hundred first for PostNL, and then he was asked to make a couple of thousand for them. But PostNL said, "Well, that's great, but I'm not going to pay you 5 times the amount of devices, the same upskill in maintenance. So you have to do it smarter." So he basically connected the printer, the scanner, and a lot of other things to Azure to measure whether they were still operational. So
Smart thinking.
Hey, another room I wanted to show you really quickly because there might be a session, so I have to be a little bit quiet. But hi, that's Ariana. So this is our cybersecurity center. And we do a lot of cybersecurity demonstrations here. It's also a really, really cool room because it's equipped with all of the latest, greatest of Logitech. So we have a whiteboard cam here, which is using AI to basically take the person out. But we also have a really nice, let's call it a multi-screen setup where we can do different types of demos on. So sorry to disturb, Ariana.
Yeah, and I like that concept of the content camera that you just showed, where you can indeed make the offline whiteboard or the old school, old-fashioned whiteboard and make it fully digital and then leverage AI to actually see through the person. And it doesn't require a super expensive camera. You could do with just a Logitech Brio, indeed.
Yeah. So this is our largest meeting room. Not a lot to be said about it, except that this is a really nice room. Also here, half of the lighting is at the moment down. We have two, let's call it 2 conversation rooms. So one of the rooms is completely equipped by Jabra. So you can also see that Jabra has one branded it, but they have also all of their devices in the back here. And we have a whole Jabra setup. So just to be able to showcase the different types of demos that we have. And then we have let's call it a storage room, which is housing all of our temporary equipment.
And I think the cool stuff about these Jabra the headsets as you walk towards the studio, these Jabra headsets, but also Logitech has the same. They all have the Teams, or they more and more now have the Team certified logo on there, which also means that if you're on a Teams call, you only have to push this button and you'll automatically join. And Jabra creates this. Logitech has a couple of great ones, and Poly as well. So more and more vendors are creating Microsoft Teams certified devices.
Yeah, they're all. So I'll get to that in a minute. But we have all of them. All of the big ones, at least, are represented here with their own rooms and their own phone booths. This is the Microsoft Studio. So this is. I think it's locked at the moment. Yeah, it is. So this is where all of the webinars are recorded at the moment. Normally this goes day in day out, but you're in I think in a quiet moment at the moment. But yeah, this goes in every day, all day long, and yeah, most of the webinars, if you're watching online, are recorded here at the moment.
I think the cool stuff about that, studio is that you can set up different types of setups. Some more living room, more formal. I think we have about 3 or 4 cameras set up. The lighting is all in place, so we can stream basically anywhere we want to.
Yeah, correct. So that's I think definitely one of the benefits. Let me grab something before, otherwise it will be difficult to move rooms. So yeah, these are some of the phone booths that I mentioned. So this one is from Jabra. You can see a Jabra speaker there. This one is from Polycon. I think we've just got the equipment in from Poly to be in here. This one is from Yeelink. And we have another one from APOS over here. We're building a financial services setup over here. So at the moment, this is an Oase Water connected display. But yeah, at the moment, this will be in a couple of weeks a financial services setup.
Okay.
And this is our welcome area. So we have a seating area, a coffee part. We have a really great DevOps setup from Delta N, and we have a couple of assets here from our data center as well. So René, who you just saw very quickly in the walking by, he actually does all of the data center tours. So we have a server blade here, and we have a couple of transatlantic cable items. But before the session starts in another room, I'll do a very quick peek inside because they're going to start a session.
Okay, let's do it.
And then, hello. Hi. We're in a LinkedIn live stream, so you're online. Hi. So this is so that's it's our envisioning center. So we use that for keynotes, for longer, more the sending type of presentations. The really cool thing about that room also is that next to having 3 90-inch screens, which is sort of kind of ridiculous. It also has an AI system from a partner of ours called Live Arena. And it allows us actually to sort of do a live stream, but without a professional camera crew. It integrates also with Teams live event. Basically it zooms you in, it zooms out, it keeps you in frame, it pulls the presentation forward. So everything you would expect from a professional camera crew, but then without the camera crew.
The camera crew.
Yeah. So this is also new. So not a lot of people have seen this yet, but this is our new service area. So we have all of the latest, greatest service devices, including the Service Laptop Go, which is just came in, and everything from the Service Laptop to the Service Studio. The 15-inch and the 13-inch books, and then we have the Service Goes over here, and even the Service Pro X. So all of the different devices are here, including some nice accessories of our partners here. So this is brand new, and we're working on a couple of sessions and things as well to really bring this type of experience to life. So we're combining it with something which is in the big black box outside over there, which I will show you. Keep the save the best for last.
For last, yeah.
So this nice gentleman is a police officer. So he's wearing an Axon body cam. So it's one of the police body cams that runs on our Azure. And they're actually using a lot of services like real-time translation. So you can see it here already. So is the police officer wearing a body cam. You can see that the conversation is automatically being transcribed. It can capture the license plate. It can basically blur out any faces that are not part of the crime scene. Or you can actually hold up a driver's license and automatically scan the driver's license with that. So all of these things are made possible by some of the Azure AI services. The other really cool thing about it is you can imagine that it solves a lot of paperwork to do, and it's really good for legal cases as well. If you take one other thing here and that's actually not shown in this demo, but if you know where an officer has been and you can map that over time, and you know where reports of crime or burglary or anything has been logged, and you can even start generating this sort of map of a city and sort of do predictive crime. Say, hi, it's going to be Saturday night. We know that there's a disturbance in area A, B, and C. And we want to solve that. So we're going to send out police officers up front to that area of the city at Saturday that night. So that's a couple of demos here. But I think this is a great example of, again, a partner of ours becoming of a customer of ours becoming our partners because they actually build a solution on top of Azure.
How do Joris? I'm sure that we'll have a couple of vendors watch this, or maybe partners that have created their own solutions. Is it possible for them to get their own space in the experience center, and if so, how?
So yes, absolutely. So we're always looking for new technology to show what our partners can do. Obviously, also very important to showcase, what Microsoft technology can do. If there are interesting demos from partners, from customers, you're always more than happy to reach out to me, even to me directly, and we'll see if it adds value. So we on the one hand, it's a really nice promotion for the partners to be here. But it's also for us just to showcase, really what's possible with technology. So I'm always open to review new cases, and we're doing that locally, but we're also doing that with the global experience center team to get new partners in. But yeah, it's important to keep this, let's call it fresh.
Yeah.
Other really cool demos. So we have a partner of ours called eSmart Systems. So there's a really large drone here, which I can highly not recommend to fly in the Schiphol area. That's but this partner, he flies with a drone. They fly with a drone over the power lines, specifically in the US. So you can imagine that the grid is enormous. So they want to do inspections of the quality of the grid, of the power lines, instead of sending a guy up into every pole. They're now flying drones over that and basically doing wear and tear inspections on the cables. But the computational power for that is so heavy that they're actually running with a piece of Azure Stack. So that's a big server appliance in the back of their truck.
Wow.
So they're running actually with their own piece of Azure in a disconnected scenario. So this is also, for us, a really great way of showcasing, the difference between the intelligent cloud and the intelligent edge in that sense.
In this case, so in this case, if they fly the drone around, normally you have to download the footage from the device and then watch it. Does this get sent directly into Azure?
So this is all pre-processed in the truck, because you can imagine that 5G connection is not available, or 4G connection not available everywhere. So they do the whole processing, the whole video analysis, the whole crack detection, all of those things. They're on the spot, and they automatically detect and flag anomalies. So that's also why they need a little bit more post-processing power, because this is not a standard. I train an algorithm once and then I put it on a device, but you have to continuously train. So it takes, let's call it more raw processing power than the normal setup. That's why they have these trucks driving around.
We have a question coming in from Ronald. What was the name of the crewless camera solution? That crewless camera solution, Ronald, is named Live Arena.
Yeah, it's Live Arena indeed.
I'll post it afterwards. And keep those questions coming. There's about a 30-second delay between us and the live stream. But no, if you have any questions, don't hesitate and please ask them.
All right. Hey, and then if we want to demo it, I don't want to do it because it makes too much noise at the moment. But this drone can fly up and down a building, and we actually can sort of see what normally that drone does. So we can see the damage through the lens of the camera on this device over here. But if I do that, then the people there will pretty much be disturbed quite a lot in their session.
And just know that once the office opens back up, this is the first thing that I'm going to be doing, flying your drone around the office.
We actually had can I say this out loud? Yeah, we had a racing car and a drone doing a competition here in the hallways. And take a car; it's better than flying a drone. That's at least a learning.
It's funny.
So, yeah, we also have a new agriculture area. So we have a lot of agriculture demos here. We have a really cool demo that one of our data and AI architects actually made together with a couple of other people. And that's actually, they have developed a Hololens application, which you can put on a Hololens. They can actually look at a plant and then using machine learning actually detect whether the plant has lice. At the moment, not everything here is turned on, but there are even our growing panels here in the bottom. And Vincent, who was the architect who made that, he also worked on something called the Autonomous Greenhouse Challenge, which this is a dried out, very small demo version of. But he actually built an autonomous greenhouse with a bigger group. And they challenged professional cucumber tailors to basically outgrow them.
Wow.
And they actually won.
Wow.
Of the 5 teams that contributed to using AI to build a smarter greenhouse, and that's actually a homemade version of that demo.
That's insane. What are those cows doing there?
This is Maxima, Bontje, and Snoepje. So those are the cows over there. So that's an AI algorithm trained to basically detect cows based on their spot patterns. So we had a demo in the beginning of the building where if you came in, you had this facial recognition and it would recognize me. So I'm not a cow, but this is sort of similar. What we did with the cows is that we took 5 pictures of them and then trained the algorithm. So you can imagine if you're outside in a field, you want to know how much the cows have been outside. This is a great way of measuring it instead of giving them very expensive tags. But if you do want to have an expensive tag, we actually have here. So this is another friend. So this is what I meant with I have a weird job, and my wife not only calls me Mr. Gadget, but also the fact that I get called by the reception now and then with things like, "Hey Joris, someone delivered a cow. Can you please pick it up because it's standing in the way?" I actually have a screenshot of the Teams message from that still.
That's crazy.
So this is a smart collar, and basically what it allows you to do, they can use machine learning to detect whether a cow is eating, whether a cow is standing, whether it's laying down. But you also, if the head moves in a certain way, they can even detect whether it's got heat, whether it needs to be inseminated. So you can imagine if you have 1,000 cows in a barn, then it's pretty damn important to know which ones need to be inseminated to keep the milk production going. Right. So this is.
And I also heard that that cows have to lay a certain amount during the day, and it can't be too much, it can't be too less, and that these farmers are actually using these tags to measure that as well. Yeah,
that's also. This is a part. This is actually filmed in a completely smart.
Stable or so?
Smart stable, yeah. Is the audio still okay, Michael?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, perfect. I'll skip a little bit through, but we have 2 other rooms to show you here. So we have by the way, a really nice new education area with a Minecraft tree. And if you want to take something home, then also take this one home. This is really nice to drive. If you get 2 of them, you can battle it out and program Scratch and Python to it. So it's a really nice DJI robot. It's called the RoboMaster S1. So I'm not making a promotional video here on the RoboMaster, but trust me, it's kind of cool. It shoots air pellets and BB guns. So you can shoot at each other and battle it out in an arena, or even program custom-made moves. So if you have a good kid that was good with programming, then that's also something to do. This is our smallest meeting room. So also we have a 3D printer here. We use this for briefings. And then another room which we have is this one. So this is really great for hackathons, for co-creation type of sessions. This whole room is jointly designed with Steelcase, a partner of ours. They supplied all of the furniture. and hopefully we will have the new service hub here as well when it finally gets released. But this is a co-branded room between Microsoft and Steelcase, and it is really great to change the setup, to do hackathons, co-creation sessions, or to do demos on an electric panel like this. Hey, so I think I have one more thing to show you.
Yeah, let me pull the map back up so the people at home are now looking at the map. So you've already seen all of the suites and the different industry solutions. But now Joris is going through the entrance of the customer experience center with some new, very scary doors, I must say. I'm happy that they're now stickered, but when I came in a couple of weeks ago, the stickers weren't on there, so it was just glass. And Joris is now walking towards the immersive experience with the HoloLens. So what you're seeing now is the coffee area in our office at Microsoft at Schiphol. I think fun fact to mention is that the office is for 72% is open for all of our guests, our partners, and our customers. So if you want to come in and co-create, obviously once we've opened back up after this lockdown period due to COVID, you're more than welcome to visit us and come work in the office. The only people that you're seeing there now are the people of the that are visiting the experience center.
So I'm gonna go inside, Michael.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's see if we can keep the connection, because it seems like you don't have a lot of connection there, Joris, which would be a shame. Let's hope it gets better. Ah, there we are. Yeah, we're in. This looks like a very dark room.
So this room is called our Holosuite, and we use it actually for let's call it immersive experience. So it's a theater plus, but it lets us put people really in a storyline and put them in a certain type of location. So everything starts with a map of the world. So we have certain scenarios that we can load. But let's start with a little piece of intro. Let's try it again.
I don't think we have the audio. So all of these, what are those walls? Also, Joris, there is audio, but it's difficult for us to hear through the headphones that you're using.
There's the cow again.
Yeah. This is actually, if you're watching this, a theme throughout the whole building. We call it the swarm.
So this is the as I said, this is let's call it the intro animation. But then we have a lot of storylines to go into,
Okay.
I'll give you one example. So there's a central team today, Michael. I think it's cows. So
Okay. Okay. Oh, this looks like the farm we just talked about.
yeah, so this is one of the farms. But then if you want to be inside of the farm, this is a way to be inside of the farm, so you can actually see cows. But we have a whole storyline that we can walk through. We have certain videos that we can start and stop. We can actually open up entire websites over here as well. So you can imagine that you are able to build very elaborate scenes. We normally even include, like in factory demos, we include things like engines and make them really part of the story. So that's
Are those touchscreens? Are those touchscreens?
Yeah, those are touch sensitive. So if I press this, video stops, and if I press it again, it should start playing again. Normally, you can move things around on the wall as well. So there are certain different demos that we can utilize. So I think this is actually move this around.
Yeah. And what I like about it a lot is that you have, so this is fully immersive, right? And if you're standing in the room, it really feels like you're next to the cows. Besides the smell that you don't get luckily in this demo, but you're also bringing in a lot of offline components, which I enjoy whenever I'm in that room. Is so you can also see some of the offline stuff and really try it off on your own.
Yeah, and we play with it around, so you can skip through different locations here on the panel. And so you have the option to go into the Schiphol area and then start a specific scene to go in there. And so this is if you want to be in the welcome area of Schiphol, this is one way. So we're working on getting more and more locations in to get more customer stories in. Like water companies. We have a really great demo of the Ajax football stadium, which might feel good for some people, which might feel less for other people. So quite quickly. But everything from hospitals to confetti, which is great. And then we have people playing a role in the demos here as well. So it's the possibilities of this room are really quite endless, and I think we even haven't begun really to tap what is the true potential of this room. So
what's next? I think that's a nice little bridge to what's next for this experience center. What do you see happening to it in the future?
So, to be honest, I think the first thing to do is to get everything out of it that we can still. There's so much we can still leverage from in here. I think we only launched this in the 1st of December. So I think that's definitely next. I think the other thing which is more next is that it's not about cool experiences, but it's really about co-creation with customers. So having even bigger hackathon rooms, IoT workshop rooms where we can really sit down for multiple days and do these type of co-creation sessions are I think really where we want to go. And it's nice to inspire people, but I think for us it's also important that we actually really co-create with our customers. And I think that and facilitating that will be I think the basis of everything that we do. Yeah.
Okay, so let's say as we close, let's say you're a customer, you want to have a visit in the experience center. What are the steps to take?
So it always has to go to your account team. So that's the first place to contact. And your account team can basically link us in and to make sure that we organize a great session for you. So that's the entry point. We have a couple of partners which we also operate specifically this Holosuite with. So Plain Concepts, Recreate, and InSpark are some of the most involved ones here in the Holosuite, which we work quite closely with. So also they do mixed reality sessions and other type of sessions in there. So that's also one other way of entry is going to one of their sessions. But yeah.
Good stuff. Joris, thanks so much for guiding us through the Customer Experience Center at Schiphol in the Dutch Microsoft office. If you're enjoying these live streams, there's going to be one tomorrow I think 4 p.m. Central European time, where we're going to be talking to Ernst and Young and how they got 300,000 people working with Teams. And then next one, there's one scheduled to talk more about productivity score. If you want to be informed, just check out my LinkedIn profile. You should find them there. Joris, thanks so much for joining us. Everybody, thanks for watching, and I'm looking forward to seeing you all on the next one. Thanks.
Perfect. Thanks, Michelle. Have a great day.
Yep. Yep. You too.